Oh god, this guy's so annoying. Ugh. Yeah. What had I done? Nah, you're just annoying. God damn you. F you. Bloody goddamn you. Huh? I did nothing really. I'm innocent. Nah, you're just crap. You. But. Yeah, sugar. Ah! I did nothing. I did nothing. Yeah, F you. God damn it. Oh. Oh. Why am I at this high school? In 2018, when I was at my primary school, there was sad news at the part that I was never going to go to Japan, and instead I was stuck in the UK. And unfortunately, it was not a good sign at all. Originally, pretty much, my family were meant to look at the message. For what my primary school told me, I was meant to. Let me tell you this: my primary school teachers really told me that they were going to ask my family. They were going to message them, but guess what? That message was never sent, and unfortunately, it never got a chance to be sent at all properly. So because of it, the message was never sent. And then they thought, well, how come? It's a bit weird. So they thought of bringing me to the UK high schools instead of the Japanese ones, which was the worst decision ever, pretty much. Now when you think of it, pretty much, like, this is where my life ended. This is where everything ended, pretty much, really. There was no way going back. It was stuck, pretty much. It was stuck here pretty much forever, really. So ever since then, I was stuck with these schools forever. And when you think of it now, being old, you can imagine it now. When trying to go through it, it was a mess, pretty much. 2020 was a worse year for me, pretty much. COVID-19 was the reason why everything kind of fallen, really. I had no friends at all, no community. I was lonely in the house back then, pretty much, really. And I was stuck in here. I had no friends. I couldn't communicate with other students, all because of, really. But I had a lot more years left to communicate with students, but unfortunately, I couldn't. So because of it, you see where my future went. I, to this day, feel bad at myself. I really, really wish that maybe, if only, that the message that my teachers sent was gonna work. But unfortunately, there was a big design flaw, and because of it, it was never gonna happen. Because the message was never gonna be sent. It was gonna be sending, but unfortunately, it just never sent it at all, really. So after that, my teachers gave up, thought, yeah, a high school. So after that, around 2018, I had to feel sad, lost all my friends, and after that, I left. Sad disgrace. And after all of that, no friends, nothing. It was that of a bad year. And when you think of it now, it was really a bad year, pretty much, really. And when you think of it, it was going to be really something else. But unfortunately, with that separation of my one friend from back then, it was going to be a tough time, really, yeah. So ever since then, that friend of mine who was so missed would have saved my life through COVID-19 and maybe helped a lot, pretty much, really. But it never happened. 2020 was when I bought a PS4, I believe. So before COVID was around, really, I thought of getting a PS4, begging my parents, GTA 5, then Legacy Undercover, really. And then after that, that was my life, nothing else. My brother bought Minecraft, he bought Lego Marvel Vs Superheroes 2, and after that, that was it, pretty much. I have still the same PS4 to this day, really. I still have the box, I still have everything to this day. If I want to make videos of it properly, like my old PS4, pretty much, really. I still have it to this day, really. Like the box and everything to this day. I still have everything during COVID-19, really, all still there. Even though that one thing I was missing is the original cable that you would get for the PS4, which is that USB cable that you would attach which would come with your PS4, and it would connect to your controller, so you would charge your controller for your PS4 pretty much. But that I sadly broke years ago, I think. It aged horribly, unbelievably. It was starting to fall apart, and after that, I knew that I had to get another one. So yeah, I still have the controller, but that stopped working. But I still kept it because I want to keep the original controller from during COVID-19 pretty much. So yeah, I still have my original PS4 controller from back then during COVID-19 usually. I still have all my progress on all my games, and I still have the profiles from during COVID-19 usually. During that year when I had no friends, nothing. When you think of it now, the friends, I never had any friends sadly usually. Communication was the biggest issue I believe when trying to, because you gotta know I was meant to be at Japan but never happened really. Communication is something I still struggle on right now literally, and I still do. It's just because these kinds of words that the teenagers say are what affects me, and this happens at public. I always see teenagers always doing it, and this needs to stop, because first of all there are people who are like me who are you know what I mean, this needs to stop now. It was too much. Something the government needs to do is to put the language that these students have down and become more mature at a younger age. And in Japan, children were like this. In my primary school, children were also like this, being more mature and being more responsible. Sadly, you have to see trash talking and all that across somebody who doesn't like trash talking, and that hurts them. It really hurts them. Then stress comes out in their brain. They get so anxious, they get so, how to say it, irritated by the language that these children use, which is so offensive, and it's offensive by other types of people across them who will be offended by it literally. And when you think of it, in Japan, people are offended by language that is offensive, like the bad words in public. There's more of this pretty much. Really a lot more. You couldn't even believe that I am allergic to all of this to this day. I am allergic to anybody who swears online, who does violence in real life, not in game, but in real life, and stealing something also. That is how I'm frightened of coming to this UK. All this, I felt so frightened honestly. And the language is one of them. Harassment. I had to deal through harassment for a lot of people now across the UK. I had to deal through a lot more trouble, and it was more troublesome. It was a headache to just go through usually. It was a nightmare to just come across a student usually who was like them usually. And thinking about it now usually, yeah, again, I was meant to live in a more better life usually, a better environment, but that never happened. So ever since then, ever since the UK troubles, now I'm at college, and now I'm trying to bring back my Japanese now. I'm now 18 years old, and I'm now trying to bring my old 11-year-olds Japanese to this day. But it was so good at the time, I would have been to Japan, would have really been sent, because I had lots more words. You could tell that I would have been at Japan right now, at an age of 11, being in that country, and spending a time with friends, and spending a time with students, really, and yeah. But unfortunately, all this never happened. So what my childhood story has learned is the part that, first of all, you're gonna know that a lot of students do not like language that's offensive. Japanese people are the most allergic, I think, to offensive words than ever. Offensive words are words that people in America say, and people in the UK come across. They also say a lot of these words. I think Indian people say them also. it's very, very racist and offensive, pretty much. And these are kind of words I'm talking about. And you may know what these words are. You probably might know them. I'm not going to say any of these words because, like, I'm very serious. My channel will definitely get taken down because I'm not even meant to be allowed to talk any of this at all. But I have said sometimes, like the F word and some others. I said so many, like, damn. I say so many of that. It's all because the UK, well, like the high schools, it's all because that I've been stressed out with all of this, and I'm feeling the pain initially, and I still do to this day with the public. When I come to the bus to my college, I'm always stressed by them, and something that needs to be done about it now. Literally, it is troublesome. These boys I've been with, these men, don't look like men at all. They're just, hard to say it, horrible children, just not doing anything right. Someone who I'm not going to be friends with at all. If I hear the word damn or any other language like that ever, you know, I'm never going to be with that friend at all. So you're going to know, if you come across me now, ever, gonna know that we need to make language for other people that's better. We cannot allow offensive language at other cultures. We can't. Because if there's someone else who doesn't like it, we need to do something now. Because this is my issue right now. And I should have been to Japan at their schools, not in the UK. But that is a real shame to think about, literally. The part I was meant to live in the UK, but never happened. Let me tell you if any of you guys on this channel have any stories to any of this, pretty much. Because I want to know, do you have any stories to anything that was bad at all? And if you want to, go on my channel right now, do some Japanese, pretty much, like, yeah. But it's just a commentary I want to talk, because, like, I dealt with these issues in my high school, actually. And yet again, nothing's been done about it. Now I'm trying to think about leaving the UK, try to get to the country that I was meant to live in the first place, actually, and now see if they were the best schools to be in. Not one of those awful, offensive, like, how to say it, awful language schools, literally, PG schools, how can I say it, too off the chart, being more, like, how to say it, like, more discrimination, pretty much. High schools are more about discrimination and learning, but the learning part gets in the other way. Offensive words are the number that they just come across, and they just don't know how to, like, they're too like less mature. They're not mature enough to use these words. I, when being young, played a lot of dangerous games as a kid. I was way more mature as a Japanese child. I was way mature to do whatever, pretty much. I was mature on anything that I come across. I am safe. I'm not like one of those crazy teenagers, pretty much. I was meant to really be in a school where no casual language existed. Plus, I should have been to Japan, because let me tell you this, they do not allow casual language ever at all. So if they come across you, do not say damn or any other word like that, because they will be offended on any offensive word. Any word that is for 12-year-old, that in a 12-year-old game, they use it in the schools, which is not nice. They also use the 18 plus words and 16 plus words and use them at the schools. It is just no good for me. I had to deal with too much with students. I am really confused. Why do they allow swearing for some reason at a school? And why do they allow it in public? Like, this should be illegal, because now the government now needs to think, should we stop this now? Because this, different cultures of different people come in the UK, they are very stressed. We need to get people who are, like, pretty much not liking it. We really need to do something, because now, thinking about it now, the world's going to be different. The world needs to be more safe for other people to go through. Everybody who comes to a country, pretty much, needs to get used to what the country is. So please, if any manner, please do not use offensive words at all, because let me tell you this, it's something that I'm so offended by pretty much, because really it's a big deal now when thinking about pretty much. But I still have lots of Japanese to this day pretty much, so yeah. So pretty much to this day, after all these years, my Japanese is still the same to this day, to this day it still exists. So I can still do like speaking to this day pretty much, like I can do so much still, like Phantasy Star Online was one of those games I spent hours on pretty much, like as a kid. I still have some accounts from primary school, I believe, and this one account that I still have was my old Mayoso account pretty much. I still have it, I still keep it to this day, I still have the password, the username. It's still here after all these years, and I can still log in and go on mayoso.com, go on busy things, and just, yeah, just like it was back then, look at some work I used to do on Mayoso pretty much. But like, I don't think there's any Japanese work I believe, like, yeah. But everything else was like Japanese, of course, so Mayoso is not related to any of us, I believe, for what I can remember. Like, that's in my English learning and all that, I believe, what I have in my school. But the rest is like lost media, and it's my Japanese. So yeah, anyways, this was a nice video to make today now. And anyways, thank you for watching, comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in another video. Bye for now.